What is going on, guys? Welcome to the channel. With Rebirth coming around with Season 3 on April 3rd, I just want to make a quick video and give you all the details and features and changes that are coming to the new Rebirth Island 2.0. Let's get started. Fun fact about Rebirth Island is, if you don't know, this is where the Resurgence mode was born. It originally started with Rebirth Island, and then it started to expand in other different maps because players were requesting it. And also, people didn't know that Rebirth Island was actually Alcatraz, which is the very first map that was introduced to COD when Blackout first came out. Whether you know it as Alcatraz, whether you know it as Rebirth 1 or Rebirth 2.0, irregardless, this is going to be a great map that's going to be dropping for Season 3. So there's going to be two different modes to play on Rebirth Island. We have the regular Resurgence, which is a 44 player count, and then we also have Rebirth Resurgence Reloaded, which is coming in mid-season. With using the same Resurgence style and rules, Reloaded allows players to drop in already fully kitted with their weapon loadout of choice. Loot boxes now have a higher chance to contain more ammo and equipment and other fully kitted ground loot weapon drops in this mode. With the fully reloaded mode, it takes the looting and prep time out of the equation and puts you and your squad straight into the firefight, where teamwork and gun skill are the only factors that will have your squad victorious. Basically a glorified team deathmatch with a limited life counter. We also have Rebirth Lockdown coming in mid-season. Basically the lockdown mode that's on the Vondale map is going to be available on Rebirth Island. Teams already loadout ready, land in the fight to gain control of choke points that grant the team points to secure victory. Honestly, Lockdown's a pretty good map if you want to practice your gunfights, your gun skill. It's kind of like if Plunder's not available, at least you can go into Lockdown. We have two public events coming to Season 3. One is going to be at the start of the season, and the other one will be coming in during mid-season. So the one that's in season is going to be Rebirth Infill Strikes. These events will either have already happened before the match starts and your team dropping in, or might happen mid-match as you play. These explosive events will destroy, change, and redesign certain POI areas of Rebirth. Knowing how these POI changes and how to adapt with the structural changes of these POI can increase the chance of your team using these infills to your advantage. It definitely changes the pace of how players rotate in the game, destroys power positions teams can hold, and create new choke points teams can control. The other public event that's happening mid-season is called Heavy Armor. It's basically announced during infill. Operators will have the ability to equip 4 plates and already have 4 plates equipped at the start of the match. This allows for longer gunfight engagements due to the longer TTK, bringing the player health count up to 200. It's kind of very similar if you guys didn't know about Iron Trials back in Warzone 1 during Verdansk. It's essentially their TTKs increase, therefore you're going to have longer gunfights, longer engagements, so it's really about tracing and who can land the most shots to get their kills. We also have a new contract that squads can complete on Rebirth Island. It's called Spy Drones. Once you activate the contract, it is a simple search and destroy of data drones in different locations of the map. It's kind of similar to the search contracts. So each time you destroy those drones, you're either getting rewards like armor plates, redeploy drones, and small drop chance of an advanced UAV. But mind you, other enemy players are able to see these drones, also giving them a chance to steal the loot if they get it first. We also have the Resurgence Champions Quest coming in. Normally this Champions Quest can only be completed in the regular BR, but now it's going to be available for Resurgence mode too. It doesn't fully explain it, but it will either be an X number of consecutive wins on Rebirth or an X amount of wins total, which will prompt the quest to start. Completing this quest will earn you an exclusive calling card, charm, sticker, weapon camo, and operator skin. Very similar to the Champions Quest in the regular BR. Got 2 new field upgrades that are coming to Rebirth Island, starting with Squad Rage. It basically provides the same utility as the Tactical Equipment Rage, but if activated close to your squad, they also share the same buff. The second field upgrade is Utility Box. It provides the best of both worlds with armor and ammo resupply. Pretty self-explanatory. Probably will cost double to buy in the buy cart. Then we're also going to have the return of the Foresight kill streak. Now this was originally introduced in Warzone 1 during the Verdansk area, so I'm kind of excited that they brought it back. It allows you to see every single circle rotation down to the final circle. So, knowing this, it's giving you the strategic advantage of having your team be in the best position when that time comes. It's purchasable at the buy stations, but it also seems like a corpse on the map, if found, will be able to loot the kill streak item from the corpse. We also have the return of the Specialist perk package. Now this one turns you into the ultimate soldier by being able to equip all gear and perks to use at your disposal for the entire duration of the match. But it seems like it's not purchasable at the buy station, but hidden within the map for us to search for and find. This next change is probably going to be self-explanatory because with the introduction of water mechanics in MW3, now all the waterways and spaces on Rebirth Island you can now traverse. So in order to accommodate all those water mechanics gameplay, it creates new ways and secret passageways to travel through the island. Now, this next one is going to be pretty interesting. It's Biometric Scanner. Now, these scanners are placed throughout Rebirth where players can scan and obtain a keycard. Then, they take these keycards to buy stations to access a menu in which you can purchase more exclusive items, equipment, and packages. The more rare the keycard you have, the more items you have access to. Also note, looks like a camel reward and a secret item will be dropped if you frequent these bioscans throughout the course of this season. Another feature coming in is the variable weather changes. Now, it won't hinder any visibility to your enemies or your squad mates, but it just changes, the atmospheric vibe of the map as you play. Old Rebirth did not provide dynamic weather changes like now and was always too sunny that caused an issue with players' aim and line of sight visibility. We also have a new feature that I think they probably copied from Apex, I ain't gonna lie, it's called Smart Displays. So these smart displays show players' identity of those who obtain the keycards from the bioscanner, players who may be leading in high kills, and it also shows some information of heat zones that indicate the highest concentration of enemy players. So knowing this information, you can go towards the heat zone because you want to get more kills, or you can avoid the heat zone because you want to play strategically for the win. Alright, so this feature I actually wanted to just explain it myself. This one is actually pretty interesting. This is going to prompt for players to actually play together as a team. Because if you look here, the in-match rewards for the squad landing together, it looks like you're still going to get a sizable XP and cash bonus and a supply UAV. So this is a really good way to help your team jumpstart in regards to cash. So you throw doing a bounty contract on top of that, or even like a search contract, you're going to be able to get a loadout real quick. And the last feature that is going to be coming in season is the weapon trade stations. Now, the weapon trade stations was originally in the first Rebirth Island, but for those who don't know, it is trading in weapons to these stations will grant you additional items as cash, plates, and other random assortments based on the rarity of the weapon you offer for the trade. It's essentially you put in X amount of weapon, comes back with X amount of rewards. Side note, trading in a formidable weapon will grant you a specialist token, but they don't indicate here what that formidable weapon is. And that is all of the Rebirth Island features that is coming in Season 3. I am pretty excited about it. I hope you guys are too. Quick reminder, please drop a sub and like to the channel below, and I will see you guys in the next video. Noble out. Take care.